Hello, this is the elder Mrs. Lenters, and you've never met me before, but I understand you had some words with my daughter earlier this evening.
Yes, I believe we did.
And I'm calling because you said some awful things about my grandson, and he's very broken up about it. You said he had no pride, and he ought to be ashamed of himself. And
I did not, ma'am.
Well, that's what she says. She says that he must not have any pride to be so lackadaisical and not put forth any effort in the game. And he's been here all upset and crying to me about it, and I want you to apologize.
You wanted to apologize?
I want you to apologize to him for what you said, because he's just a child and you're an adult and you ought to know better.
Ma'am, are you aware of what your daughter said to me in front of my son, my 13-year-old son?
Well, to be honest with you, she didn't tell me that part.
Yes, I would imagine she didn't. She came down. What I said to the boys was, when it was 7-0, right? I said, come on, boys, where's your pride? I said, start playing hockey. I never pointed any finger at your grandson at all, and as a matter of fact, your grandson Brandon is a good friend of my son Chris, and they play floor hockey at school, and they chum around together at school. They're very good friends, and I believe that you should take a long, hard look at what was said, because I never pointed my finger at Brandon at all. And if your daughter is telling Brandon that I specifically singled him out, she's very, very wrong. Brandon was not even playing in the game at the time. He was injured at the time. And the 5 players that were on the ice, that were forwards and defensemen, along with my son that was just put into the net, were the only kids that I was talking to. And it was because we basically were down 7-0 and the kids quit playing. I'm very knowledgeable about hockey. I've coached hockey. I've done all types of things with hockey, but I'm afraid that your daughter is maybe misread the situation. I know that she came all the way down the bleachers and used some very, very bad language in front of my son.
What did she say?
Told me that I should get out of the hockey rink, and I can tell you right now that I talked with the manager of the team afterwards, and I said I thought that she was way out of line by doing that. And I'm sorry if Brandon's feelings are hurt, but I was not pointing my finger at him at all. As a matter of fact, I think he's one of the best, if not the best, defenseman on our team.
Well, you're right, but, I think she was upset because she said somebody stopped by while she was on her way back to the car and told her that she was no longer welcome at any of the games if she was going to have such outbursts. So is there any way to tell me exactly what she said, because I think she's lying to me, and she's been lying to him, and perhaps she's the one who has him so upset.
Well, I don't want to cause any kind of a rift between you and your daughter, but basically,
I know she has a temper.
I know she does. I witnessed that tonight, and I was quite upset about the whole thing. She told me to shut the F up.
Oh, she loves that F word.
Yes, and I was not impressed because my younger son, who's 13 years old, was sitting between myself and my wife at the time. And, I know that probably at 13 he's heard the word many times, but it's a big shock to hear it from one of the moms.
Yeah.
And, I didn't quite know how to react, ma'am, and I'm very sorry if Brandon is upset, because there is no way that I was singling him out or any of the other boys. When you're down 7-0 and the 2 boys, we'd already pulled one goalie out because the guys had basically stopped playing hockey.
Yeah, they gave up.
They just quit. They get a little down. I know that. And I said, come on, guys, where's your pride? Start playing hockey. And all of a sudden, your daughter, I guess, just flew right off the handle and came down and started yelling at me, and then she told me to basically swore like that, and told me to get the hell out of the rink, that I should leave immediately. And I said, look, I'm not going anywhere. I paid my dime, And she got right there in my face and was waving her hands at me. And basically, ma'am, I can tell you right now that my wife is standing right here, and she witnessed it and was very upset about it as well. And you know, I don't know why she did that, but I can tell you right now that it's upset not only ourselves, but the manager of the team was there as well, and he told me that she was way out of line. And after the game, and I said, you know, people sometimes get upset, but I said what I was more disappointed with was the profanity that she used.
Yes. Well, isn't this
ironic? I'm apologizing to you that you have to get involved in this mess, but I can tell you right now that she's misrepresented the way things happened to Brandon.
Yes.
And I would. There is absolutely no way in the 2 years that Brandon has played on my son Chris's hockey team with him that Brandon hasn't been you know, one of the better players out there. And I would never say that to him.
Well, this is ironic.
There are players out there that, pardon me?
This is ironic because I was calling looking to get an apology from you, and instead of getting an apology from you for my grandson, I need to apologize for my daughter because, I believe maybe she was drinking a little tonight. I found some empty shooters in her purse. And I think maybe she was drinking a little in the stands, and she gets worked up, in the heat of the moment. And she's always had that temper that flares like a pack of hemorrhoids like me. I'm like that sometimes too. So, let me just say it was the liquor talking. She's normally not like that. She's normally a very pleasant woman, and I believe every word that you say.
I've never had any confrontation with her in the past at all, and I understand, that she got quite upset, but I truly think she just went a little overboard on it tonight and got a little bit.
It was the liquor.
Far.
I found some empty shooters of Jägermeister, and that's probably what she was doing. She was probably slipping them, behind the bleachers or some shit.
Yeah. Was her daughter there at the time, ma'am?
What was that?
Her daughter was there as well.
Yes, she brought everybody with her, and she made a disgraceful display of herself.
As well, when her daughter and the other kids had to witness when she came down the stands and tore into me like that, and I really didn't think that the kids should have to witness that as well. So. But if you are talking with Brandon, please tell him that I did not do this. That what I'm being accused of, and he can talk to Mr. Welch if he'd like, who's the manager of the team. He was sitting right there with us. So.
Okay, I'll let him know, and I'll speak to my daughter, and I'll tell her to keep the drinking to an at-home thing because these things happen. This isn't the first time. She started a fight with a lady in the supermarket last week, so she has a history. I'll have a word with her and I'll straighten it out. And I'm sorry to call you so late, but I was upset
not
because
a problem.
Brandon
I'm
was
glad
upset.
we got it out in the open.
Okay, thank you. Have
and
a
I
good night.
appreciate your call. Thank
Bye-bye.
you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.